Hello, it's the next day. Still working on the engine mount change. I'll show you a video here in a minute, but I'll explain what's going on. It's another day. It was beautiful yesterday. Well, it rained overnight, and I didn't have the boat backed in properly, so it got water in it. It just hit 50 degrees. It's been in the 40s. It's lunchtime, and I've been putting it off because this is turning into a nightmare. I'll show you what's going on. Yeah, that's the inside plate. It was on the inside of the transom, which is over here. They use 5200 glue, which is, wow, you can't. It actually, I'll show you on this plate, it actually took the wood off. That's plywood right there, thick plywood, a couple inches thick that somebody added. Somebody did a good job. They did a good job. But we pried and we pushed and we finally got it off. This took the wood with it. Luckily, it didn't stick to. They didn't put a lot on the transom. They glued this whole thing. That's why I took the wood. They put it around the edges here and over there. So I think I can use the heat gun and take this off without ruining any wood. We got to lower. This is 6 inches from here to here, and we got to get rid of this to mount that motor over there. And this is all still brackets. This has to move down. This was mounted up here, that high right there. It's got to come down to there. So 6 inches. And then we have adjustments over there. You can see them on there. Lots of adjustment there. But it's just too high. It had a 70 horsepower jet on it. And we're going to a 40 horsepower prop. The jet was too big. My buddy had all this professionally done, and they did a good job. I'm not a professional, so it's getting ugly. But I've been debating, however thick this is right here, cut it up here, and then get this wood off, and then bend that over like this right here. Well, for a starter, you can't bend that and make a nice crease like that. I don't have the fabrication experience to do that. And the other part is, you see that wood over there, peeled it off. That's what this whole thing's going to be. We tried to get the putty knives in between this. Yeah. And you can't. It's glued down solid. So I'm going to have to I think I'm going to take the saw and just go right along here. A nice line. Saw that aluminum off and then try to work this. Maybe I'll stick the blade in a little as deep as I can and try to cut up the wood. But I don't want to hit this transom. So, well, let's see what we can do here and make a mess of it. Well, that went a ton better than expected. It's all cuttings from the aluminum. Well, what I'm doing is this piece, of course, was bent, like I was telling you, and I thought, well, I'll bend it over, cut it an inch high, this thickness up that high. This thickness up that high, and then clear that wood off, and that'd be impossible. It'd just be impossible. It's glued. This is all glued to this. This is glued everywhere, and this is glued to this. So I set that board up with these clamps, got suited up with gloves and face shield and hoodie, and hey, it came right off. So what I'm going to do is we'll have to clean off this wood. It's, of course, glued on all the way across here, but we can get it off. And then this will set down on top of this when I cut it off. Damn it. I'm sorry. Down here, that width. We'll just glue it right on. But I'm going to cut it off now right above that. I don't want to hit the transom. The original transom. This is not the transom. But I want to get that off. And that, you don't even know you're cutting it. It's one of these Diablo carbide tip blades on the saw. Say I had a board measured here going across to run it as a guide. And yeah, even that was, you get a little crooked when you're doing it. But it worked out well. I'm real pleased with that. Let's see how much more damage I can do here. I'm done with the butchering. The boat itself, the original transom and everything, I didn't have to cut it. Now, the glue pulled up some of the wood here, but that's fine. I have to get the rest of the wood off this top part. That's the part I took out right over there. You can see it ripped up because it was all glued. But this is all the damage I did, which ain't a lot. And this is going to get taken off, glued back down. I cut this all off. It was 5 inches up. Cut this down, this back part. It all worked out pretty darn good. I cut 5 inches off of this. It was sticking up. It's laying out there in the grass. I have to still cut these angle irons. They bolt on here like that. Now I have to cut some off the length of them. The reason I did all that is so we're using all the same holes, you know, to bolt it up. So that's nice. Out here, I thought I'd have to re-drill these. Well, it worked out. This slotted part was down on the bottom. I flipped them over. It works perfect. We needed it even up here. We didn't have to have it even right up here, but we're down about less than 1/2 of an inch. We're fine. This is where all the adjustment. That's where all the adjustment is on them, up and down. So it worked out. We're gonna have to drill one more hole in the transom, a new hole, because this hole was originally in this thing up here, because that stuck up 6 inches. So we'll put a new hole down here on that. It turned out really well, yeah, for a Pennsylvania butcher like me. I got to clean up all this mess. I'm gonna saw them